What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. We're going to continue with Grudge Match Volume 22. This is an awesome fight I'm about to talk to you about. Fascinating fight between Aaron the Hawk Pryor and Alexis Arguello. Aaron Pryor was from Cincinnati, Ohio. He was the WBA Junior Welterweight Champion. Alexis Arguello was from Nicaragua. He was the WBC Junior Lightweight Champion. And these two guys had to get it on because Aaron Pryor felt shortchanged in the amateurs. He had defeated Thomas Hearns and got no recognition for that. 1976, he would be an alternate for the Olympic Games in Montreal. But he was overshadowed by Sugar Ray Leonard, who was the golden boy. Aaron Pryor was a lightweight, and Sugar Ray Leonard was a junior welterweight. And it's funny because Aaron Pryor turned professional as a junior welterweight, and Ray Leonard went up to welterweight. Alexis Arguello from Nicaragua came over with no water, no food in his country, and he made something of himself. And it seemed like he was getting a lot of recognition. He was getting a lot of praises over here. Aaron Pryor didn't like it. Alexis Arguello had the audacity to decide he wanted to get 4 titles under his belt. Aaron Pryor had one of those titles he was looking for. And the only way Aaron Pryor felt he would get any respect was to destroy Alexis Arguello. So I want to go through that fight, but I have to do it with you right here on the Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. Aaron the Hawk Pryor, born October 20th, 1955 in Cincinnati, Ohio. He stood 5 foot 6.5 inches, so weighed 136 3/4 pounds to 154 pounds. He was trained by Emmanuel Stewart. Now, Aaron Pryor would fight fighters such as Johnny Summerhees, Al Ford, Danny Mayer, Antonio Cervantes, Gary Hilton, Alfonso Peppermint Frazier, very good fighter, Lennox Blackmore, Alexis Arguello, Geaton Hart, Miguel Montalha. He was elected into the Boxing Hall of Fame in 1996 and the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2001. He was a very good amateur, 1973 AAU National Lightweight Champion, 1975, 1976 AAU Lightweight Champion. He was an alternate for the Olympic Games, won the Nationals 1976 Golden Gloves. He had a very good amateur career. He would defeat Thomas Hearns in the process. As a professional, he would turn pro 1976, November 12th, against a fighter by the name of Larry Smith, Cincinnati, Ohio, and he would knock him out in 2 rounds. He would have one fight that year. 1977, he would have 8 fights, and he would have a fight with a fighter by the name of Johnny Summerhees, very good fighter. 1978, he would have 5 fights. 1979, he would fight Al Ford. October 20th, Alfonso Peppermint Frazier. 1980, August 2nd, he would face Antonio Cervantes, Cincinnati, Ohio, hometown, and he would knock him out in 4 rounds, and he would have the dream of his life, winning the WBA Junior Welterweight Championship. 1981, he would have a fight June 27th against Lennox Blackmore, Las Vegas, Nevada, and he would knock him out in 2 rounds. 1982, November 12th, would be the greatest year of his career. He would face Alexis Arguello in Miami Beach, Florida, for the WBA Junior Lightweight Championship. And he would knock out Arguello in 14 rounds. Fascinating, fascinating, fascinating. He would face Alexis Arguello one more time, 1983, September 9th. This time he would face him in Las Vegas, Nevada. He would knock him out in 10 rounds. Alexis Arguello would relinquish his IBF junior lightweight title because he wanted to fight Alexis Arguello. And I'm going to get on to the career with Alexis Arguello, but I'm going to tell you something about Aaron Pryor. Aaron Pryor was like a modern-day mini Henry Armstrong. He never stopped throwing punches. Now, he didn't have the finesse. He didn't have the IQ of Armstrong. In other words, Armstrong's technique was he would watch your feet. He would watch your body movement because he knew your body was a mechanic. And he would have the timing right down pat. Aaron Pryor didn't have that. He stood straight up most of the time. He would come forward and he would just throw punches with either hand. Alexis Arguello was a tall fighter. He didn't get down low enough. He was getting hit with the tail end punches. Let's take a look at Alexis Arguello's career. Now, Alexis Arguello, El Flaco Explosive, Born April 19th, 1952 in Nicaragua. He died July 1st, 2009 in Nicaragua. Unfortunate suicide. He stood 5 foot 10 inches and weighed 118 to 143 pounds. And he was managed by Bill Miller. Alexis Aguero's trainer was Lupe Sanchez and Eddie Futch. Now, Alexis Aguero was originally a southpaw. A lot of people don't know that. He was a southpaw in his country of Nicaragua. And he was turned around because they realized that he had an outstanding right hand. And he had a masterful, educated jab as well. Now, his first 18 fights, he would lose a few of those fights within the first 18. At least 6 bouts. But in the process, Alexis Aguero would earn the WBC Lightweight Championship, WBC Super Featherweight Championship, and the WBA Featherweight Championship. He would face fighters such as Ray Boom Boom Mancini, Cornelius Boza Edwards, Jose Luis Ramirez, Jose Torres, Alfredo Escalaro, Rafael Bazooka Limon, Ruben Olivares, Jim Watts, Jose Legua, Lionel Hernandez, James Bubba Boosie, just to name a few. And these are all outstanding fighters and champions. And he would fight Billy Costello as a comeback fight. And he would knock out Billy Costello. Billy Costello was a very good fighter from upstate New York. He would face Bobby Chacon, Kevin Rooney. Alexis Aguero would make it to the Hall of Fame in 1991 and the International Hall of Fame in 1992. He would begin his professional career in 1968, August 1st. 1969, April 26th. 1970, he would have 7 fights. 1971, he would have 11 fights. 1972, he would have 8 fights. 1973, he would have 7 fights, including a fight with Jose Legua. And he would knock him out in 1 round on November 27th of 1973. 1974, he would have 7 fights, including a fight with Ernesto Marcel, Panama City, Panama. He was fighting for the WBA Featherweight Championship. Unfortunately, he would lose in 15 rounds. But he would continue. November 23rd, he would face Ruben Olivares, one of the greatest bantamweight champions of all times. Inglewood, California, he would knock him out in 13 rounds for the WBA title. 1978, January 28th, Alfredo Escalera, San Juan, Puerto Rico. He would knock him out in 13 rounds for the WBC Super Featherweight Championship. 1979, Alfredo Escalera in Italy, knocking him out in 13 rounds. That'll be the second time he would knock this man out. WBC Super Featherweight Championship is on the line. 1980, he would face Ruben Castillo. Tucson, Arizona, knocking him out in 11 rounds, January 20th of 1980. August 9th of 1980, he would face Cornelius Boza Edwards. He would score a technical 8-round knockout over Cornelius Boza Edwards. Then he would relinquish his championship bout, WBC Super Featherweight Championship bout. November 14th, he would face Jose Luis Ramirez, Miami Beach, Florida. 1981, October 3rd, he would face Ray Mancini, Atlantic City. He would defeat him 15 rounds, knocking him out in the very last round. Mancini was an up-and-coming young man who had a father by the name of Boom Boom Mancini as well. And he didn't get an opportunity to win an NBA championship because Sammy Angot had the title. And the war came, and then he got injured. So his dad never got that opportunity, but he wanted to win the title for his dad. And beating Alexis Aguero would have made the Mancini family proud. But it didn't happen. because Alexis Aguero would hit him with a straight right hand, beautiful punch. And then 3 left hooks after that and knock him out. November 21st, Robert Elizondo, Las Vegas, Nevada. He would knock him out in 7 rounds for the WBC Lightweight Championship. Left hook to the body, right hand to the head was the combination that put him asleep. 1982, July 31st, Kevin Rooney, Atlantic City, would dust him off in 2 rounds with a straight right hand. Beautiful punch. And Kevin Rooney would go down and he would be out. Couldn't get up. Kevin Rooney was Mike Tyson's trainer. 1983, February 15th, Alexis Aguero relinquished the WBC Lightweight Championship. He wanted an opportunity to face Aaron Pryor. He wasn't going to be able to defend that championship, so he had to relinquish it. September 9th, he would face Aaron Pryor, Las Vegas, Nevada. I mean, that's just thinking about it. I remember watching that fight live. And Alexis Aguero didn't want to get up. He just sat down and said, I can't beat this man. I'm done. And he felt that way because of the first fight, November 12th, Miami Beach, Florida. He would face Aaron the Hawk Pryor. WBA Light Welterweight Championship. At the time, Alexis Aguero had a record of 77-4 with 68 knockouts. Aaron Pryor had a record of 33-0 with 31 knockouts. And I'll tell you, when that bell rang for that fight, it was explosive. Both men came out swinging. It was a Hagler-Hearns before Hagler-Hearns. And it never stopped. And it was an unfortunate incident because in the 13th round, Alexis Aguero hit Aaron the Hawk Pryor with a straight right hand that lifted his head right up in the air. And Aaron Pryor said after the fight, all he saw was lights. But when he would make it back to the corner, between 13th and 14th round, Panama Lewis would ask for a black bottle. And as I look back, it seemed like Aaron Pryor, at the beginning of each round, he would come out more refreshed than he was at the end of the round. Be that it may, it was an outstanding fight. And Aaron Pryor would take Alexis Aguero to the ropes, and he would hit him with a 25-piece combination. Unbelievable. And Alexis Aguero was sloped to the canvas, and he would be completely out. Couldn't move. Eyes rolling in the back of the head. And this is what happens when you have vindication. Aaron Pryor felt that he was cheated during his amateur career. He felt he was cheated in his professional career. Didn't get the justice or the credibility that he deserved. He was the shadow of Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns. And he had to do something to stand out. And he felt that was his night. So on the evening of November 12th, 1983, 1982 was the fight, November 12th, 1982. That would be Aaron Pryor's dream come true. 1983 was the rematch, February 15th. And he knocked out Alexis Aguero in the 10th round. I'm a little choked up because that particular fight, I felt for both fighters. I understood Aaron Pryor's situation, and Alexis Aguero, I always enjoy watching his fights. But that's what happens when you have a grudge match. That's what happens when best fights the best. That's what happens when you have the greatest fights of your era meet and put it on with one another. And the 80s was something else. Salute to my subscribers. Salute to these great fighters, Aaron Pryor and Alexis Aguero. This is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. All great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. Stay with me for the next venture. Grudge match, Volume 23.